Good morning, gang. Happy Wednesday morning. Well, we weathered the storm. Is what it is. No tornadoes hitting around here, so that was a good thing. We did have the power go out in the middle of the night, right around midnight. Only reason I know that's exactly when it went, because I was sound asleep, was because we're prepped. What does that mean? Well, let's see. I have alarms on my freezers, so if the power goes out, I'm audibly notified, and all of a sudden at midnight we got the beep, 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 and woke us up and turned over and looked at my alarm clock, and it was off, power out. So, okay, no big deal. I run downstairs, I flip the switch, go to battery power in the house, hook up the freezers, hook up the refrigerator to batteries, and go back to sleep. Power eventually came on somewhere overnight. I don't know when. I was sound asleep. Wasn't worried about anything. Wasn't freaking out about losing food or, not having light. I mean, it was real simple. Just grab a lantern right off of my nightstand, walk around the house, flip a couple of things on, and I'm good. Okay. Another one of those peace of mind things that you get with prepping. You don't know how long the power is going to be out, and I really didn't care. I just went back to bed. So, something to be happy about. Go, okay, the stuff I do, teeny tiny little SHTF. I didn't have to worry about losing food. Then, of course, you get to something like Taiwan, which happened last night for us, early this morning for them. Time difference. Okay. A 7.5 earthquake hit Taiwan. Now, how is this important to you, and what do we do with it? Well, let's look at a couple of things. A lot of us live on fault lines or have them somewhat near us in the United States. San Andreas or, wait, my mind just completely flip. I forgot the one that's over the New Madrid fault, whole 9 yards. I mean, there's fault lines around here. We get earthquakes in the United States too, but 7.5 earthquake hit Taiwan. There's video out there of buildings on 45-degree angles. Taiwan's a little bit messy this morning, so we don't have a death toll or anything like that, but this is, the strongest earthquake to hit Taiwan since 1999, when you had over 2,000 people die. How's that going to affect us? Well, on multiple levels. First off, computers, cell phones, anything that runs with a semiconductor, which pretty much is practically everything around anymore. Okay, household appliances, cars, you name it. If it's got some sort of computer in it, it's got a semiconductor in it. And Taiwan Semiconductor, of course, is the most popular, largest semiconductor company in the world, and they got hit with this earthquake. So, first thing to pay attention to, anything that's going to have computer chips in it for the next, 6 months, year, whatever, may be going up in price, for the simple reason that the semiconductors may be a little harder to get, right? Again, I'm not guaranteeing anything. I don't know what redundancy they've got in production. I don't know what other companies can meet the demand, but yet losing the major player in semiconductors is a big deal. Okay? So then the next part comes in on how this is really going to affect us. How's inflation treating you? Right? Okay. The printing presses at the Federal Reserve. Hey, just print more money. We need to give more money to Ukraine. We need to give more money to Israel. Oh, we need to play both sides of the fence. We need to give money to Hamas too, right? We need to borrow money for whatever. Social Security and Medicare are only $175 billion unfunded, or 175 trillion, I'm sorry, okay, in unfunded liabilities. Where do you think that's coming from? Oh, they'll print it. I mean, they're running out of places to steal it from, so they'll print it. So Taiwan becomes an interesting conundrum for Biden. Because, of course, we all know China's claim that Taiwan is part of China, and our in public agreement saying it's part of China, but unofficially recognizing Taiwan as a independent state. If China goes in trying to invade Taiwan, the United States has already said we're going to back Taiwan. The United States has troops on the Taiwanese island, okay? Even though there's agreements, we use that term, stating we won't, okay? But we do, okay? Not many, but we do. So what's Joe going to do? Are we going to send money to help rebuild Taiwan? Probably. Is China going to send money to help rebuild Taiwan? Maybe. China's economy's in the toilet too, remember? So does this drive worldwide inflation up? Because if China puts money into it, and God knows Joe has never met anything that he doesn't like throwing money at. Regardless of whether he's got it or not, he can always steal it from you. So what happens then? Does we drive inflation up again? Oh yeah, because they don't have the money, they'll print it. So wait to see the stories that we see coming up. Biden says that he's going to send insert dollar amount here to Taiwan. Where's he going to get it? Jerome, run those presses. We need to do it. But then, of course, that won't be the problem. Oh, we have to do this out of the goodness of our heart. It's Donald Trump's fault that inflation's high. It's Donald Trump's fault that an earthquake hit Taiwan. It's climate change's fault that an earthquake hit Taiwan. Wait, all these are coming. There's a great comment coming out of the White House yesterday, get this, that inflation is due to climate change. It's not due to spending money and running a printing press like, who knows, like it's a newspaper. No, the reason that your car costs 50% more than it did 4 years ago, that your rent is $1,000 higher than it was 4 years ago, no, that has nothing to do with poor policy decisions. It has everything to do with cow farts, right? Okay. This is where we're going on to. So what do you take from all of this? Okay, from everything that's happened in the last 12 hours. Well, in regards to the storm, hey, here's an idea. Get yourself an alarm to alert you if the power goes out in the middle of the night. Ain't that expensive. Do you have your backup power? Maybe consider that a little bit stronger. Okay. What do you have in the way of electronics that might need to be, that are crucial? I mean, does your CPAP machine have a semiconductor in it? Maybe something to worry about. What are you going to learn from the earthquake? As the stories come out today, to see how many people survived, how many people did not, pay attention to the stories on why people did and why people did not survive. Did they have a plan? Did they know where all their families are? Same thing I talked about the other day with tornadoes. The same plan could go for earthquakes. We're all susceptible to them. It could happen to any of us. Every time we see one of these events somewhere else, first off, be happy it's not in your backyard. But second off, learn from it. Because one of these days it might be in your backyard. And if you've got an idea, if you've got a plan, if you are prepared on how to handle it, You may kiss your spouse or hug your kids after it's all over, rather than be standing in a cemetery, or worse yet, be the one in the box. Pinball out.